as if there was anything in the world that could adequately honor her. Leo's dad had suggested releasing balloons, which Leo and her stepmom, Stephanie, quickly shot down. "That is so not okay for the environment," Leo had said, while Stephanie took the more practical approach. "Who's going to transport 200 balloons from the store to the house, Finally, they decided on a rose bush, and they met at a fancy gardening store to choose one. Leo had had no idea that there were so many different kinds of roses, but she, her dad, her mom, and Stephanie had all finally agreed on the daring spirit rose, which was a fancy kind of rose that looked tie-dyed and chaotic. "It's perfect," Leo had said as soon as she heard the name, and all of the adults murmured in agreement. The baby had been there too, bundled in a complicated-looking piece of fabric that wrapped around Stephanie's middle. And when they all finally agreed on the rose, she let out a squawk of approval and then fell asleep. There's a hole in the ground of the backyard now, waiting for the tribute planting. Leo can see it from her window. "It's going to be a beautiful day," Leo's mom says, leaning over the bed so she can move the curtain a bit. Leo rests her head against her mom's shoulder. "Kinda wish I could just stay in bed all day, though." Her mom smiles ruefully, then pats Leo's knee. "Me too, sweetheart." Her mom's hired a caterer for the memorial, and the house is as clean as it's going to get. So Leo hops on her bike and heads over to her dad and stepmom's house to keep an eye on the baby so they can get ready. "I've never been happier to see you in my life," Stephanie says when she opens the door. Half her hair is in hot rollers, and she's holding the baby, who looks at Leo with a suspicious gaze. But once Leo's inside, Stephanie says, "You doing okay?" and gives Leo a one-armed squeeze as her dad comes around the corner. He looks tired, but still gives her a smile and a hug, which Leo returns. "I brought you something for the nursery," Leo says to Stephanie as she lets go of her dad. "You said you were looking for a photo but couldn't find something?" "Oh, that's wonderful," Stephanie says. "Here, let's give this bundle of terror to your dad and then we can head up." Leo's not sure she'll ever get used to hearing her dad talk to a baby. How his voice goes high and stupid like he's been sucking on helium balloons for fun. "He's such a mush around her," Stephanie whispers as they go upstairs. "He sounds unhinged," Leo whispers back. "I know, it's so cute." The nursery is, of course, completely tasteful and done up in grays and creams, with just a little bit of pink here and there. Leo sees the old dresser that they went to pick up last March, now clean and polished and looking brand new. Stephanie runs a big Instagram account, @SweetHomeBySteph, that has over 300,000 followers and focuses mostly on rustic, timeless furniture. And free things are always showing up at their house. Rugs and housewares and, once, even a sectional sofa. There are never any shoes tossed in a heap by the front door at their house. Or a fine layer of corgi fur on everything. "Where's the dust?" Nina used to say whenever they came over. "So, I hope this is okay," Leo says. "If it's not, you can totally say no. My feelings won't be hurt at all." Her feelings will absolutely be hurt, of course. But Leo decides to worry about that part later. "I'm sure I'm going to love it," Stephanie says. Leo takes a deep breath and then digs it out of her bag. "I put some tissue paper around it so it wouldn't get scratched," she says. And Stephanie carefully folds back the paper to reveal the framed photograph that East had taken and printed and given to Leo on Christmas Eve.